What's up? This is Bhillz Live, brought to you by Worldwide Collaborations, Quality Music Management. We got a special guest today. All right, I'm gonna let her go ahead and introduce herself and tell her where she's from and stuff like that. So go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Okay, hey y'all. I'm the CEO of a company called Next Phase Enlightenment, and that's a spiritual business. I'm originally born and raised in Tacoma, Washington. I've been in St. Louis, Missouri for the last about 17 years. And initially, I started this business because I was really into spirituality and I was always studying it and I wanted to learn more about myself. And eventually it turned into, helping others to get on their journey of, discovering themselves and their own different traits and, abilities, gifts, and things like that. So, um, I kind of started the spiritual part of the business first. And then, it turned into making products, but as far as like business aspect, it kind of went in reverse. So I started selling the products first, then selling the services after that. But I kind of started doing the services and the astrology and numerology and tarot. I started doing that. Well, I started doing tarot almost 2 years ago, but the astrology I did years and years before I actually started the business.
So what was it and welcome young Tizzy to his show, you know what I'm saying? Brought to you by Quality Music Management. We got young Tizzy in the house, my co-host, you know what I'm saying?
What's up,
But
baby?
so what was it that was there something in particular that made you want to start, going towards a spiritual path? Was it like an awakening or like what was it that made you want to start going towards that?
Well, I kind of was like that most of my life, like always trying to find deeper meanings and dig deeper. And I always had psychic gifts and I used to talk about it. And I used to talk about stuff that used to weird out my family and people around me. They're like, okay, this girl is nuts. But, as the world is waking up now, it's like everybody's like, oh my God, she wasn't some nutcase. She was right. And now everybody's getting more into it. And that's so validating for me because, man, I swear I used to just talk about it all the time, like past lives and things like that. So I this is like basically most of my life has been this.
So pretty much as long as you can remember and stuff, you've always been
Yeah.
like, that's what's up. That's what's up. How you doing today, Tizzy? I'm glad you joined us. You know what I'm saying? We got
Well, I
quality
can't
music
complain.
in
I can't complain.
the house.
I
For
can't
sure.
complain at all.
You need some
I'm
you need
sure
some
like
sunshine
it's time.
while
It's time.
you sitting in the dark.
Huh.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I said you need some sunshine or some light on you. You know what they say about the dark.
Right. Know how it be.
Right.
So
So
what are some of the like what are some of the spiritual like things that for people that aren't really familiar with that kind of stuff, like explain a little bit to people and stuff, let people that understand a little more about like what you're talking about, because it's such a
Well,
broad subject. Like whenever you could talk about being spiritual, it could be taken in a lot of different ways. So
right. Yeah. It's so many different aspects to it. Like one part about it that, can be easily overlooked, but it's into your everyday life is synchronicities. And synchronicities will pop up in numbers. Like you'll see a certain animal that represents something of a message that you need to see for that day or something you need to work on, things like that. Like bees. They say
yeah,
bees are significant for like hard work and encouragement. So if you see a bee, like you just feel like, oh man, I've been working so hard, I'm tired, I don't think I'm never gonna get to where I'm going to, and then you just see a bee that day. And then you're
yeah.
like, that's weird. I seen a bee in a time of the year where they don't really be out like that. So if you really think about it and you look up, the significance of that being the spirit animal, you will see you seen that bee because you was just getting encouragement from that bee to keep doing what you're doing and not get discouraged on your path
So
when it
almost
comes in
like
a
the universe. So it's almost like the universe is always showing you signs. Basically in
right
little
messages.
things. That's
Yes.
dope. Yeah, I've heard the same thing about like ladybugs. Like a ladybug landing on you is good luck and shit like that. Like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
actually doing like, because I do my little candle workings, or some people call them rituals or whatever. I was doing one day that was kind of like to like manifest, and I seen a orange ladybug like outside of my window, and then I ended up seeing like two more after that. I was like, I ain't never seen that many ladybugs in that close amount of time. So it was like, it let me know like it was working. And then it came so fast of things that I really wanted to happen just started rushing in right after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. For sure. So do you
Do
feel
you
like
find your yeah?
go ahead,
Do
Jeremy.
you find yourself daydreaming a lot with having all those people thoughts and things coming to you every second? Do you find yourself daydreaming a lot nowadays?
Always about stuff I want to see and stuff, just certain things, like even of a better world, not just for me, just how I want to see the world one day. Like, when you think of being successful, nobody really thinks that, okay, I'm going to be successful, but I still have to go out in my daily life or see somebody struggling every day. And, I daydream a lot about just struggle, just not existing anymore.
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. So you mentioned that you like to help other people with their like spiritual past and stuff. So tell people a little bit about like where they can I mean, get in contact with you, like how they can get in touch with you, how you can help them and stuff like that.
Well, I have my business page on Facebook, which is the same name, Next Phase Enlightenment. I had an Instagram for it too, but my Instagram, I'm locked out of it because I don't know my password. So I'm locked out of it, out of my Instagram. But even on my personal pages, if anybody wants to contact me, they can message me on my personal page. You could book a reading. You could ask a spiritual question. Of course, when people ask me spiritual questions, it's no charge. I just, want to help people, to at least know what they're looking for, or, get started. Um, you can order products through either page, my Next Phase Enlightenment page or my personal page. I really like love still getting business, bookings and all of that stuff from my personal page, because it lets me know like people still recognize and acknowledge Kiema the person, not just, oh, the lady that does readings, or just, I'm not just my business. I'm actually a person too that is willing to be social and helpful without it having to be like, oh, just pay for your reading, go on about your business, or pay for your product and go on about your business. I want people to know that I am somebody that you can actually talk to.
So what are some of the products that you offer?
um I have spiritual bath soaks, like, to put in your bath water. I have rose bath soaks. I have soaps, candles, oils. There's actually a product that I'm going to be making that I'm keeping a secret until it's done. So they'll see that when they see that. But like pretty much anything that somebody would want, if it has to do with body care, skin care, craft, something they made, I do it. Because I've made candles, I've made like little spiritual tea lights, I've made room sprays, creams. I've, made custom soaps to where they have the crystals embedded.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You
Yeah,
ever
that
thought
sounds
about
awesome.
making like herbal teas and stuff like that, drinks and stuff, food?
That's actually one thing that I've been putting a lot of research to do today, is like making little herbal blends, because I've made medicine and like little tonics for myself that was like amazing. But I'm like, hey, I don't want to just be putting this out there without the proper research and all of that stuff. So I have been researching like different little herbs and remedies and stuff, and trying it on myself before I actually put that type of stuff out there.
So what kind of effect do you feel whenever you try it? Like what does it make you feel like?
Well, I was really sick with like a chest cold one time. and I made some tonic, and it was like it went away so fast. I was just throwing stuff together. I had even used some flowers because a lot of flowers that grow in nature are edible, especially the ones where they bring flowers that's not native to America and they plant it. A lot of those are
Mm-hmm.
like good for making tonics and stuff like that. And that's one thing that I had
That's
used, like the little white flowers. I had used those in my tonic, and I use like honey, lemon, garlic. I cayenne pepper is a good one too, or anything hot to help get that out of your chest and stuff like that.
that's awesome. So it's almost like borderline holistic medicine, huh? In a
Yeah.
way. Okay, definitely. That's dope. That's dope. So Tizzy, you got any questions?
What do you feel is most important for people to know? Their more about their readings and more about their signs and stuff like that. Like, what advantage do you feel like you would have in life knowing those certain things?
Oh, it's everything. Like taking control of your life, like a real thorough reading, like not just tarot. Like tarot will touch on certain things, but just knowing like the background behind your natal chart and your human design and astrology, all of that, and numerology, it will help you take better control of your life. Because some people, they are just either flying by the seat of their pants or they doing what they think they should do. Not many people are doing what they actually should do. They're doing what they think they should do based on uh societal opinion, their parents, or whatever they think is gonna make the money quick. And then it's like it will literally drain your soul when you're not doing what your soul really wants you to do. So all of
Yeah,
these things align you with what your soul needs to be doing in this lifetime.
for sure.
Make a lot of sense. Have you ever had a reading before, B Hills?
No, I've never had a reading before. But I'm
Come on,
all
man.
but I'm all spiritual and shit. One time I did some DMT one time and went on a whole spiritual quest.
Right. For real.
Like, but
See, I be so tapped in that I don't even mess with stuff like that because I'm like, oh y'all gonna have to come get me from outer space. So, you know what I'm
I
saying?
love
No, it's
the
like
sound.
I too in the deep. Like I didn't had such intense out of body experiences to where I actually had to train my body to stop doing that because the plunge is too deep. So I just imagine myself if I did some DMT or if I did some mushrooms, I'm gonna be way out there. They gonna be calling me like, "Why you ain't came to work?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I got some DMT." They gonna be calling me like, "Why you ain't came to work?" I'm like, "I'm here, like I'm gone. I'm not. I'm gone. The intensity under control because it's bad enough without it."
Yeah, for sure. Well, I've always been like real spiritual. Like I like the crystals and shit like that. Like how different crystals, protect you and
Yeah.
stuff like tiger eyes and stuff like that. Like I've always been real about that and shit. Like I like shit like that. I've always been a real spiritual type person. But I've never had like a reading before. But it's not like because I don't want to. It's just like I've never really just been in the position to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Look,
Have you
My
look
mom
like
used to
it's a
have all
fine
the crystals.
time.
I gave her
Can
spiral,
you
like
do it? Can you
virus
do a
crystals.
reading? Can you do a reading over like the internet, or you gotta be in person to do it?
I do most of them over the internet, but I've done a lot of them in person too.
Could you do
Because
me a
as
reading
long as
right
I can
now?
show the person their cards and everything. You said, can I do a reading right now?
Yeah, could you do me a reading right now?
I really can't play with my cards right now because how I don't have a hand set up right now. But if you want me to give you a little sample reading, I could definitely send you one, and then you could just share with your platform or whatever what you get out of it and how it resonated with you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm down
Because
for that.
I had just came from work. I had just came from work and sending off an
As long
order.
as long as
So I
you,
was like, I had to rush here to even be on time for my interview.
I just my whole thing is like I don't want you to pull out that card of death and shit because then you gonna have me paranoid. I'll be like,
It don't mean literal death. Remember we was talking about this?
I'm actually kind of scared to do it. I don't know if I want to know.
And death don't mean
It
and
doesn't
death
mean literal
don't
death.
mean
Like
death
when
of
you see
you.
the
It could
death
be
card, it's
Yeah.
to a transition to another thing. The death card is always going to show you when something needs changing or when something is going to change. Most of the time, if you get the death card, either you come into something that's bigger than what you've been doing, or you need to thrust yourself into a major change in your life. And sometimes the death card comes with things or people leaving your life as well. So it could be an intense thing, but it's never gonna be like, oh, you got the death card now, you about to die in 5 days, and no, the death card don't mean that.
right. It could just be. It could mean a habit or something that you got need to die off. You
Yeah,
It
know,
actually sounds good,
yeah,
really. It sounds like the
a
death
way to
card would
keep
be.
thinking. You know.
Yeah. 'Cause it's always because I mean I
mhm,
think everybody got something that they need to change or something they need to get rid of or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
So so
Yeah.
so, so how so you want to do it or you want to or we don't got to? I don't want to put you on the spot. Really, young Tizzy put you on the spot like that. It wasn't me.
Yeah, because if I had a laptop, I could do it right now. But I'm just sitting up here holding this iPhone, so it's like I don't have like a hands-free setup to like really play with my cards right now. But I'm gonna
so
get
so
I'm gonna get myself better, prepared to be able to do things like that because I've been telling myself for like the whole year. So that's my death card message right there. I've been telling myself for the whole year last year that I needed to get a laptop so I can take advantage of more things, and I haven't did it. So that conversation leads me to say I definitely need to change and get my laptop.
have you ever had a reading before, Tizzy?
Yeah, I had a few of them.
Did you see the live where I gave him one?
Nah, I don't think I've seen it. I may have seen it. How long ago was it?
Yeah, on the
It was
Sunday
the
show.
recent one.
Oh no, I missed that. Last Sunday?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, I missed that. I had a rough weekend.
Then I had one right before that.
Yeah, that's what's up. So how accurate was it? You feel?
Uh, it was actually spot on. Like I say, it's more about knowing your flaws than knowing what the cause revealed to you. You know, you got to be truthful. It's got to be something that you really open to. You know, the cause can say a lot of things, but if you're not open and you don't know your flaws, then it's gonna feel like it's for a fetch. But as long as you know your flaws, you able to capitalize on the real reality of what's being told to you. And
Because the
like she said,
cards
it might
speak.
not. Yeah, it might not be something that you doing in today's time. It could be something that's gonna happen to you in the near future, or it could be some of your past results, that you have and you just didn't know the reason why certain things happen, So it's definitely about more of understanding than just trying to take advice.
So let me ask you this, so let's say like if you do a reading and stuff, and you or you know what I mean, and you have your reading of this is what it's gonna happen, or this is like, do you have an opportunity to change it, or is it just like that's just the fate?
You have, yeah, when especially when you know something, when you know, like, this is lingering here. Like, suppose if somebody did a reading and then they was asking about their career, and then there was cards of like job loss or something. There's always things that you could change to where you avoid that situation because the cards just let you know what's there. It's like letting you know about the ditch before you fall in.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
energy changes a lot. Like you might have got on your boss's nerves one day, and then the next week, the boss just impressed with your performance and like, okay, we're gonna keep you around. When last week we was just wanting to get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
a lot of things are changeable in the cards.
That's
Yeah, it
awesome.
definitely give you a ballpark. It definitely give you, a nice range of, knowing and not knowing. And like I said earlier, you could know and feel like you're doing certain things right, but if you know certain things, then you will move accordingly. So it's just like
Yeah.
having something that give you a nice route, to move around, basically.
For
Hmm.
sure.
Because you would never know, if the card is right until you put action behind it. So, it really just make you want to get off your butt and do something.
Yeah.
What they
That's
say, it give you hope and direction.
that's dope. I love it because I love spiritual stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So, so is there like a inspiration behind it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who's your inspiration? You know what I'm saying?
My inspiration?
Who's your inspiration? Ain't gotta be who's just your
Me.
inspiration in life. You're
Me.
your inspiration. That's what I would say too.
What I like challenges I had to challenges I had to face. Like, I have children just wanting to show them the best me and for them to be proud of me. Like, you know, I don't really look to other people for inspiration because I learned the hard way that other people look up to me. And so when it was time to turn that back and, have somebody that I want to go to, they be like, well, I don't know the answers because you seem like you know. I'm like, okay, well, hey, that's just how it is
Right.
so
sometimes.
so do
Do
you ever
you
do a
have a
go ahead, my bad. Go
Do
ahead.
you have a witch or a warlock that you look up to, that you study?
Well, no, not really. Like I have people that on Facebook. I have certain spiritual people that I follow and everything, and I respect their journey. They respect mine, but I don't really too much pry into people's. I don't try to pry into people's stuff unless they come to me. So it's like I'm just an outside observer for a lot of things.
So do you do readings on yourself?
I hate doing reads on myself. I do it, but I hate doing it because I'm always ahead of my cards. And I be wanting my cards to tell me something that I don't know or that I can't see. And I'm always ahead of my cards. So I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I don't want to pull cards for myself.
Yeah.
But I do
Have
when
you
I
ever reached
realize
out to
I'm really
another reader to read you?
huh?
Would you like another reader read you?
Yes, I have had other readers read me before, and I wanted to actually get a reading to confirm some things, but I don't be knowing like who to really go to for
I
different
got
reasons. It's like they've turned
I
me
got
into
a few of them for you, Dan.
huh?
I got a few of them for you. I'm gonna link you up with. I just had one. I just chatted one of them, and then before I had you on the show, I had this other lady on the show. So I can
Oh,
definitely link
okay,
y'all
she's
up.
a reader too. Yeah,
Have you ever thought
definitely
about
connect
starting a school of
because I want to do a for tarot readers.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, have you ever thought about starting like a school of readers, where y'all read different things and y'all teach other people who have like minded, to better understand it.
Well, as far as teaching how to do readings, I never thought about doing that because I encourage everybody that wants to do readings, especially people who doubt themselves. I encourage them to teach themselves because people will say, "Oh, I don't know if I'm doing it right or anything like that," and then they do a reading for somebody else and be like, "You absolutely doing it right," but you going to somebody else trying to get a teaching in that you're going to obstruct your own intuition. You do that. So it's best to teach yourself the tarot. Now, as far as just connecting with people to go over ideas and things like that, I've done that before, but I've always realized that some people don't even go off the intuition of the cards. They go off what the cards could be telling you this, but because the cards could be telling you this, the cards could represent that. People just don't know. Cards are just like astrology. Just because you have read that it means this, there are so many other background meanings to cards as well. And some of those are missing, not taught in mainstream, that there's so many hidden meanings to cards, and it takes a lot of practice to start picking that up. So this makes
Do,
perfect.
do you know any card readers that use like just the numerical numbers to do it? Because I know back in the day they used to just use the regular playing cards, which would be like a numerical reading. Are you familiar with those?
Yeah, like some people use cardology. Yeah, some people still use playing cards. And it's a very accurate, like it's complex to some people, but it's all accurate. And I feel like spirit moves what it want to move. If you want to go outside and get a branch off the tree and be like, okay, I need to know this, and ask the branch to direct you which way to go, then you can do that. Because people use tea, people use different, runes and all of that. Like when you're using anything that's in nature, it will have its way of telling you yay or nay, or sending that message to you like the cards do.
So with doing and stuff like did you, so we already spoke like you didn't really have a mentor, like you're self-taught or whatever, but being like with being self-taught and with like the internet, there's so much like information out there. Like what would be for somebody that's interested right now and wanting to follow in your footsteps, what would be like good resources, you know what I'm saying, for them to, because you know what I mean, you can't, you know what I mean, there's so much stuff everywhere and stuff, you got to kind of be able to pick out what's right, you know what I'm saying? So what are
Yeah.
some of good resources that they could go to you know what I mean, learn about it?
Well, Biddy Tarot has a free card course where it says the basic meanings of the cards. Biddy Tarot is the only thing that I've really looked at as far as card meanings. Other stuff is like it comes up on memes and stuff. You could Google all that stuff. You could get books. Like I have a palm reading book. I have a tarot book that has like different spreads constructed. So what
Could you
spreads
could you
you
read
pick
my
out.
palm? Could you read my palm? Can you see it?
I can't really see your palm that clear. It looks like
Just
you
say,
have
just
no
say,
lines, but I
just
ain't
say I
seeing
got
them.
the long life line. All right. Just say I got the line with the long life, and I'm gonna live a long time, and I got the money line. That's all I need. I go
Right.
on my day happy. I'll say I know that.
Yeah, if you was right here, I could look at your palm and do it. But it looks like your palm doesn't even have lines from here. But I don't have my
Ah
glasses
man, don't tell me that.
on.
Don't tell me I'm a lineless palm. I'm a
Line,
lineless palm.
right?
Man, no wonder I ain't got no money in my bank account. I ain't got no lines in my hand.
Uh, but see, it's coming. It's coming. You just probably have some things you need to tweak and get some energetic vampires out your space, because that could come from anywhere. That people around you are blocking, your ultimate abundance.
All right.
Oh, did it cut off? Oh,
No, it's just lagging.
difficulty.
Yeah, technical difficulty. But yeah, so
Yeah.
so we touched on palm reading and cards. So what else? Is there anything other ones, or is that pretty much
I,
like the basic?
the numerology, like if
Mhm.
you have a numerological chart too, to where it says all your basic numbers and everything, and then it says the numbers of different phases of your life and everything, because you go through a new phase in certain things, challenges every 28 years. You have pinnacle every 28 years. You have a different challenge every 28 years. You have it's the pinnacle, the challenge. I forgot the other ones, but you have different, phases that you go through, and numerology constructs that as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So
Do you
once
know
again,
your life path number?
I know what.
Do you know your
Say it.
life path number?
No, how do I figure that out?
Your life path number? Okay, yeah, you could. I'll help you figure that out, because all you need to know is your birthday to figure that out, and then you have other numbers that is it takes from your name.
I well, my birthday is March 17th, 1987, and my name, you gotta be legal name or regular name.
Yeah, it has to be your name at birth.
Right, my name at birth was Robert Hill.
Your slave name.
Yeah, that's Robert Hill. So it's 3/17/87 and Robert Hill. You don't need
Okay,
my
so
social, do
yeah.
you? That's fine.
No, I'm gonna show you like how easy it is to get all of that. But what was I about to say? I didn't have a mind blank. So your birthday is actually coming up,
Yeah, it's in 9 days.
and you're a
Happy
Pisces.
birthday.
Appreciate
Happy
it.
birthday! So do
The
you
older
feel
you
like
get, you don't even
any
like your
type of
birthdays no more. You're like, man, my birthday.
do you feel like as a Pisces you get caught up in cycles of over giving?
Yeah, I feel like I be getting cycles of over giving and over anxiety. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For
So
You
sure.
got a
when you get
number.
in
You
certain
got a
places,
number that you
certain
see every
locations,
day.
can you pick up the energy of places you are in?
Yeah, I'm a super spiritual energy person. Like I always been like that. Like I could sit there and talk to somebody and be able to understand more just off their energy than the actual words. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
Yeah.
really listen to words whenever I talk to people. Like I'll be feeling people's energy. Like just like whenever I be doing these interviews, like sometimes like how we're sitting here talking, like you know what I mean, the energy's good and we vibing and stuff. And then sometimes the energy it just be off and
Yeah.
the energy be awkward as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like because I'm super
Yeah.
energy. Like I'm a real spiritual
Yeah.
energy type person. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm real like definitely like I've always been like the type of person like anytime that something like happened, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew it was gonna happen before it happened. Like I've always been the person that like showed up
Right.
somewhere and was like, yo, I'm about to leave. And then all of a sudden some shit would go down and I'd be like, oh, I told y'all. You know
For
what I mean?
real.
Like I've
Yeah.
always been like
I've
that,
did
you
that
know?
too. Most definitely.
Do you
Yeah.
have a number or something that you see every day? B Hills.
I
We
mean
can start with that.
seven, but I feel like seven's like everybody's number, but seven's always been my
Nah,
number,
everybody.
you
Nah,
know.
everybody see a certain number every day. So if
Yeah, I be seeing
seven
seven
is
a
a
lot.
number that you see, it's
Yeah.
usually not a single number. It's usually not a single number. It's
Well, the
usually
other
a number
number,
of threes.
my other number would be 11, but people always say 11's an unlucky number. But those are like my two numbers, 7 and 11. But not the gas station though.
I get why they say that, but we're both life path 11s, me and Tizzy, and it's only unlucky if you're going the wrong way. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing about life path number 11. If you're going the wrong way, that life path number gonna hit your ass over the head so hard that
Oh, it has.
you ain't gonna have no choice but to say, okay, you know what, I need to find my real way because this ain't working.
Yeah. That's where I feel like I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, you think you might be a life path number 11? I'm definitely gonna get back to you on the info.
That's how it
Because you
feels
might be
sometimes.
a
I
life
don't know.
path number 11, and then if you're a life path number 7, like that's a spiritual life path as well, and it's a lot of deep lessons and a lot of dark nights of the soul involved in that number.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's definitely like touched on and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Cause like I'm like a real like in my life, like I'll be like real lucky and like and you know what I mean, and things like you know what I mean, and I'm not gonna say I'm not blessed and gifted, you know what I'm saying? Cause my life I've been real gifted and real blessed to just be in opportunities and stuff. But at the same time, it's always like some gotta come and just you know what I'm
Derail
saying?
you,
That's how I
because
feel like
yeah.
you know, that's how I feel like seven's like, oh, and then 11 comes and just bam, you know,
Yeah.
that's how we feeling, you know. And what's crazy is whenever I played baseball, my number was 7, and then whenever I played basketball, my number was 11 growing up too. So it's like it's kind of weird too that
Right.
you know. But that
Yeah,
might be
my
a
old
reason why those
job,
numbers stick to
my
me too, though.
like roster, it was 11. And I was like, that's
Yeah.
weird.
So how do you really figure out your number? Like just by
Um,
seeing the number every day?
No, it's actually you use your birthday to and it's a life path number calculator that you just put your birthday in and it tells you what your life path number is.
That's cool.
Some people used to calculate that crap by hand. Like my dad was one of them people that used to calculate numbers, use the Pythagorean theorem and all of that, do all of that. I'm like, I don't think I can ever do that by hand, but some people do actually do it like by hand and figure it
Uh,
out.
oh, so your father was into it too. He did the same thing.
He was into more so like just a lot of occultic things, not
Mm.
necessarily like how I'm doing it. Like he's kind of stirred in the opposite direction nowadays. But I remember when he used to sit down and write them numbers and calculate up and 333 and all of that. I remember he used to do that when I was younger. It was like he had an obsession with it, and now he wants to do other things. But I ain't even gonna get into that. But yeah, some people do calculate like life paths and stuff by hand.
That's cool. So do you ever feel like a biased opinion towards people or a backlash because of like people like how they feel like the cult or stuff like that? Do you ever like, and what would be your response to those type of people?
Well, yeah, everybody always have their limited beliefs, and people have their fear-based beliefs and things like that. And I just tell them, spirit, when it's really spirit and is a good spirit, that delivers information to you or helps you in your life, it's never gonna be no evil or no bad blood behind it. It's always going to be something that's good, that feels good, that makes you feel like you have some answers and you have some hope afterwards. If you ever get a reading or deal with somebody and they're spiritual and then you just feel horrible afterwards, then maybe that's something attached to them that has that effect. But it's always should be positive and uplifting. It's never anything evil or anything like that.
I'm finna find your number right now. What's your birth? What's your date of birth? The year?
3/17/87.
87.
Yeah.
Watch out.
I'm curious what my number is. Roll.
It's 317.
Yeah, 3/17/87. So while he's doing that, tell us a little bit about So what about
You're number 9.
I'm a number
You're
9.
number 9.
So tell
Yep,
us about
like,
number
like
9.
her.
Tell us about number 9.
Well, see what you're doing right now.
She a 9 too.
Because number 9 is the philanthropist, and number 9, like basically how they fulfill their spiritual path is doing something for the world as a whole. It's like it's similar to what like Aquarius energy, but it's like you're bringing it's like so much bigger than just okay, you're doing a live stream and okay, maybe you do it for money or maybe who knows what your reason for doing it is, but it's changing things globally in such a big way that you probably can't even see right now.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that like 9s do. They do things like even a small little trickle in the pond. It's so far reaching with 9s because that's their life path to help and bring people together and change the world all together, like at a global scale.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So is there any number that's a bad number?
6.
I don't think any number is necessarily a bad number.
No, ain't no such thing as bad.
Right. Everything has a shadow side. Everything has a way that it could be expressed negatively, but it's no bad numbers.
Right. Everything has an opposite.
Yeah.
You just gotta have the right balance.
Yeah, when you're operating in a high vibe, you always gonna be the high expression of a number. But if you're a 9 and you're not operating the high expression of a number, you could get to the point where it's like you're too self-sacrificing, or you just perpetuating a lot of victimhood, and people are getting over on you, and you're not winning at the same time. Always make sure you're winning at the same time whenever you put your heart and soul out there, and you know, lend a helping hand or whatever you put your energy into. Make sure it's satisfying and uplifting for you too, because it could always be that flip side to where you're losing out and everybody else is gaining off of you and things like that.
That's why you always. That's why you always into political things and stuff like that. You know, you really think outside of the box. You really try to help a lot of people. So it becomes overwhelming to you because you feel as if what you doing is not affecting people. You know, because it's not shown to you right offhand.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, as a number 9.
For sure.
Did you get to hear that, Bhillz?
Yeah, I heard you. I got this drunk girl behind me. my apologies.
Tell her get over here so we can read her palm right now, so we can figure out.
I don't know if you want her, but she gonna go crazy.
She got money on there first of all, so you gotta stop seeking money that you can't create.
Come here, put your palm up.
You might want to get you a. You might want to make you a money machine.
Get your other palm. All right, put it up. Can you see it?
Oh, it looks like she has the M on her palm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the same one I got.
Okay, yeah.
What's the M mean?
That.
So what's the M
You a
mean?
mystic?
Enlightening.
She's insane.
She just very curious.
Oh, she's very curious.
Yeah, she's very curious. You know, she's very optimistic. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to find herself in a situation because she tries so much. You know what I'm saying? That it's kind of hard to find out what you want to do when you're good at everything.
So you can't see my palm? I ain't got nothing, huh?
You can put it up to the light.
Lines.
You need to eat some more light.
One of the mystic crosses on his palm. It looks like he has a mystic cross on his palm.
I can't even see. You don't even got no lines in your hand. I don't know if the camera.
I'm too white, man.
He does.
Yeah, you got it. Yes,
It's just his.
you don't even got no indentations. You got to do a finger painting.
Hold up.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
Hold up, let me try to get it right. Oh, now. I got one line, huh? That's a line of death, huh?
It looks like.
Tell me it's the money line.
In your palm, like right by your mouth. Do you see that? I see that you have an indentation. You have a musician's palm.
What's that mean?
Like, you know, some people who have like either a birthmark or like an indentation by their mouth on their palm. It's a musician's palm, like somebody that's musically inclined.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely I'll be making music for sure. So that's spot on.
Yeah.
I've been like that since I was a little kid. I've always been like real musically inclined since I was little, you know, playing instruments and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's dope. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, see, and the last
Yeah.
person that I met like that he had a birthmark though. He had like a mole or a birthmark on his palm. He was in a whole band, and I looked at his palm myself.
Well, I'm an artist.
You have the musician's mark on your palm. He was in a whole band.
Yeah. Well, I'm an artist. I'm on all platforms. I'll be making music. I got an album coming out in a couple months. I got an album out right now. You know what I'm saying? I'll be making, you know, I've been definitely a musician for sure.
Yeah. That's cool.
And they definitely say if you stop sacrificing so much of yourself, you won't continue to lose the greater perspective of pursuit of your goals.
That's deep.
Right.
So start leaning more towards your goals and stop really focusing on helping certain people in certain situations.
That's deep. That's right on right there.
Yeah. gotta be
That's
balanced.
ghost. That's ghost bump chili right on right there. Like,
Yeah. For real.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool to help yourself, but it hit harder when you can help someone else. So if you're not fully, aware of yourself and who you are, then what you do is not gonna feel like it's affecting the person that you're trying to help because you still feel as if
Yeah.
you're not helping yourself.
Yeah, like it's draining. That like yeah, it should never be draining. You gotta fill your own cup.
uh-huh. Yeah, I
That's why
definitely
I
can
asked you
relate to that.
when you told me you were Pisces. That's why I asked you like, do you kind of like self-sacrifice and like overgive? Like it has to be balanced, man. You can't do that.
Yeah. It's hard having a
Yeah.
big heart, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, having a big heart is
Yeah,
like you hate
I
you
already
harder whenever you
know.
betrayed, though. You know, that's how I be feeling.
And like I tell you, it's not hard to
Right.
have a big heart. It's only hard to have a big heart when you're doing it heartlessly. You're supposed to do stuff for the kindness of your heart, but when you're doing stuff for the return of the next person to do it for you, then that's when it affects you.
Yeah,
So that means
Yeah,
if
because
if you
you
feeling like
worthy
it's hard to
yourself.
love
You have
people, you're not loving
hidden
them for the right
expectations.
reason.
You can't have silent expectations.
Yeah, that's like contradicting. Yeah, that's like contradicting. If you're gonna love somebody, love them. Don't love somebody to love you back because they
yeah,
might not love you
Right.
as much as you expect them to love you. So then you tend to tear yourself down. Then you tend to not love yourself because you feel like if they can't love you, how can you love yourself? So that's where people go wrong when doing stuff for other people. If you're gonna do it for them, do it for the kindness of your heart. If you're gonna do it to charge them, make sure you get your money, you know what I'm saying, upon that because they might not have the money, at the time.
yeah. And
Right.
I be feeling like a lot of people they be doing stuff in order, like you were saying, like they be doing something in order to get something. You know what I mean? But you got, like you were saying, you just gotta expect that you'll get yours tenfold. It might not, your blessing might not come from that particular person, but it's gonna come eventually from the universe and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Fact. Yeah, that's definitely a
Yeah.
fact.
You know it's gonna be
For sure. For sure. So, you got any more questions, young Tizzy?
on next.
Now, I think this was a great interview. I,
Me too.
I, I definitely know they got to get to their products. They got some big shows coming up, so we definitely don't want to take all her enlightenment, and we don't want to drain her of all her good energy.
Right, because
For sure.
y'all gotta do these little teddy bear candles, teddy bear orders.
So what are where can people find the shows and upcoming events that you got scheduled? You got anything that you could tell the people about to look forward to or where they could find it?
I have a event that I'm vending at on the 24th. Is that the Boss Factory? It's at on Olive. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, the Boss Factory.
I don't know.
I know
I've only
you.
been out here for like
Like
Yeah,
the
it's
little
on
fashion
Olive. It's in
show.
U City. Yeah, I want to say
Yep.
U City, Olive.
Yep.
The flyer definitely on my page, and it's definitely on new next phase enlightenment page as well.
that's what's up.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna share. I'm gonna
Graphics
share
by
it so
T.
they know.
I'm making
Graphics by
statements.
T. And be looking forward to new graphics as well on the way too. New products, new graphics.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so I appreciate you being on here. And anytime you want to come on here, you want to talk about anything, you're more than welcome. You know what I mean? It was a privilege talking to you and stuff, you know what I mean, and learning about some of the stuff. So before
Thank you for having me.
before we get off of here,
And
just tell
next phase enlightenment merch. Next phase
Yeah.
enlightenment merch on the way too, y'all. So make sure y'all
Yeah,
be ready to
yeah.
rock these
T-shirts,
t-shirts.
all that. Mhm.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, I appreciate y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
All right, man.
Later.